Good morning, it's Parkrun today. Good morning to you. What am I doing? Well, that probably represents the entirety for my enthusiasm and positivity for the day today, probably tomorrow as well, and quite possibly into Monday also. It's Saturday, the 5th of July, and it's Parkrun Day. Today I am going to a new one that I haven't done before. It's Battlestead Croft. So purely tourism today. I'll be honest, on paper, Battlestead Croft does not necessarily sound that interesting. It's 3 laps round a rugby pitch, but that said, I have looked at their Facebook group and there are some lovely comments from people who have visited saying just how great a parkrun it is. I imagine it's actually quite difficult for parkruns like Battlestead Croft to attract people every week, because it probably isn't that interesting to run around a rugby pitch. And if you compare it to somewhere local like Roslyston or Cannock Chase or Conkers or even Beacon that I did last week, these are lovely parks. They're in the woods. They have a natural, beautiful scenery to fall back on. Whereas a rugby pitch is essentially a rugby pitch. So it must be difficult to get people to keep coming back every week, all the time. So I can only assume, do a fantastic job with the core team and the volunteers each week to get people back. So what else has been happening? Well, it's been hot. Now that's nothing new, obviously, it's been hot for a few weeks now, but it's been hot. You can't put anything on the internet, particularly Twitter, without being told the opposite of what you've said. And it doesn't matter what you say. And it's the same with it being hot. People have put on Twitter that it's hot, and there have been responses from America saying, well, it's the same temperature here, we're not hot, what's your problem? Okay, well, great, good for you, but it's still hot here. And then there's people from the UK saying, well, in 1995 it was hotter, therefore people living today in 2025 must either be not the same quality of person that they were before, or snowflakes melting in the heat. And then there's people who lived through 1976, which apparently was so much hotter and the summer was so much longer that it is a minor miracle that anyone survived that year without spontaneously combusting. Monday was probably the hottest day of the year so far, I think, and I did a 12-hour shift. Swamp Crotch does not cover it. In fact, it was more like the Great Dismal. So I stopped in at Asda on the way home to get some clean undies, and there was a guy coming out, and this guy was dressed in t-shirt, he had shorts, he had flip-flops, and under one arm was a fan. Under the other arm was a 4-pack of Thatcher's cider, and balanced on top was a box of Solero. If that doesn't scream it's hot, then I don't know what does. In running news, because after all this is this is supposed to be a running channel, in running news, it's not been a good week to be a hurdler, as Chris Robinson had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction during his hurdles race. Now he won. He looked thoroughly pleased with himself, and I'm not surprised. But he had a proper wardrobe malfunction as he was going over. The discussion with friends the other day is that it was very, very lucky it wasn't a relay race. Because there could have been some real problems handing over the baton. So what hurts this week? I'll tell you what hurts this week. Well, my heel's still giving me a bit of trouble. I think it might be plantar fasciitis, but I'm going to keep rolling it, going to keep massage gunning it and icing it and all that. It's not bad all the time, but it is there. So I need to be careful. I've reduced my mileage this week a little bit just to try and compensate for that somewhat. Now, what I want to say actually hurts this week is this. it hurts, finger particularly, and it hurts because I've been editing these videos and it's not something I've done before. So I'm click, 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 click. I'm using the shortcuts as well, so I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. But honestly, it really aches. So although it's not running related per se, it's YouTube related, my hand absolutely killing me, and the wrist as well from the same thing. The joys of getting older. I've got the rest of this week, and then I've got next week, and it is the start of the 12-week plan for the metric Chester Marathon. Now I don't like calling it a metric marathon because it's not a marathon. It isn't. It's a 26.2 kilometer run with a witty play on the length of the full marathon. But I will call it that. I'll call it the metric marathon just because that's what it's called, and it's just easier to do so. I was going to do the Hal Higdon, yeah. I was going to do their training plan, but actually I think I am going to do a version of Ben Parks' half marathon plan, because Hal Higdon has 5 runs a week, which I cannot commit to at the moment with work and family responsibilities and now this channel, and actually just trying to find some time for myself. It's 5 runs a week would be a real challenge. Plus I think I'd be pushing injury if I was to go with that. I'm not overly fussed about a time, to be honest, for the metric. I've never done that distance before, so I haven't actually got much of a clue what to aim for. I think I looked at it before and I had a kind of rough feeling that it might be around 3 hours ish, something like that, which I know is not quick, but that's, I'm not quick. I'm an average runner. But with a half marathon time of 2:30 and a metric is 5 kilometers more, actually 3 might be a bit of a push. Maybe 3:10, perhaps 3:10. We'll go for that, perhaps. We'll see. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm probably going to put out a short video midweek each week to cover what the training plan for the next week is going to be. So how many runs I'm supposed to do, what I'm going to be running, that sort of thing. Partly because that makes me accountable to you guys, if actually anyone is watching. And there are views on this channel, so I am going to be accountable to you guys to make sure I do that. And I'm also going to cover how things went the previous week, just so I can give an idea of how my training's going. Let's get on to Battlestead Croft and get this run done. Here we are at Battlestead Croft. A nice morning, actually. It's gone overcast. It's nice and cool. Hoping it stays that way. Nice and flat. It's the clubhouse over there, the stadium, I guess. Have a closer look. Kind of hoping this makes sense when explained. Looks to have 3 rugby pitches here. It's quite a nice space actually if you like rugby. Not sure what's going on over there. There's people setting up tents. What a nice weekend camping at the rugby field. As you can see, very, very flat. I mean, you can't get any flatter. I know grass isn't necessarily that good for running on, as in speed wise, but it cannot get any flatter than this, which is pretty good. I do not like hills. So I'd best get a warm-up done. It's nearly 8:30. Let's try and get a K in or so before the run starts, just to warm up a bit. I tend to find my chest really gets tight if I don't warm up properly. So definitely need to get that done. And we'll see what the first time briefing has to offer. I don't think it's a complicated course, but aside from going around the rugby pitch, I think there's an extra bit over on the other field there that you have to go around. I'm confident they'll explain it far better than I explained Tamworth to Mom. Nice toilets, which is always a bonus. No wild wheeze needed here. I've changed to the singlet. It's already started to warm up, so probably better off with this.
Runners, walkers, joggers, anybody that's going in any other means? Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yes, brilliant. Okay, yes it is. Right, 3, 2, 1, off you go.
I hate to ask, but if you could like and subscribe, then that would really help to grow my channel into something great.
Lap 1, 5:27.
Hello again, bud.
Lap 2, 5:42.
Watching.
Lap 3, 5:50.
Thank you, tail walkers.
Well done.
Lap 4, 6:02.
I'm on for a PB.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we are 40.
New PB. That was a lovely little course. Really, I mean, you cannot get any flatter. Fell down a pothole once, but still, no injuries, thankfully. But absolutely great. A new PB. Really had to push myself. I think it was 29:06 on the watch. I'll see what the actual Parkrun time is, but fantastic. I suppose most surprisingly is that I don't actually feel crap. I feel all right. I mean, I haven't ran that much this week, as I say. I took it a little easy because of my heel, which is fine at the moment. I still think it might be the other shoes are causing the problem. But anyway, I'm going to recuperate. So all that's left to say is all the best. Thanks for coming. And if I don't see you before, have a nice Christmas. Ta-ra. Right, next goal, sub 29.